There's a dog rescue in Maine where dogs live in these cozy cabins with their own play yards instead of living in crates. And the rescue's on-campus mini golf course and ice cream shop turn the whole setup into a lively community center at the same time. Each of the 6 cabins at the Grammy Rose Dog Rescue and Sanctuary is climate-controlled with a dormitory where each dog has their own private bedroom. In the front part of each cabin, there's a furnished living room designed to be similar to a typical home setup. This provides a comfortable place for visitors, staff, and volunteers to interact with, play, and train the dogs during the day. It also helps the dogs get used to living in a typical home environment, which reduces their stress and makes it easier to adapt to new homes once they find their forever families. The cabins are surrounded by acres of hiking trails, and volunteers take them for regular walks, creating healthy routines that extend beyond the canine cabins. As a cherry on top, the property includes an 18-hole dog-themed mini golf course and ice cream shop called Wiki Ralph's, with all proceeds going directly to the rescue. In addition to helping fund the rescue, these attractions bring in more people from the community who might end up meeting and going home with their new best friend. The entire concept for Grammy Rose was inspired by Rose Wentworth, who lived in a farmhouse on the same property as the canine cabins about 100 years ago. It was founded by the granddaughter of Rose and her husband Ralph as a way to carry on the couple's legacy of loving dogs with everything they had. This dog made her way to the hospital and refused to go home for 5 days while her human was inside receiving treatment. When Jamal was picked up from his home in Turkey by an ambulance, his dog Bonjuk managed to slip out the front door at the same time. After watching him load into the back of the vehicle, she managed to follow the ambulance all the way to the hospital, where she started waiting right outside the front door. Hospital staff checked her tags and connected her to their newly admitted patient and called Jamal's family to pick her up. But the next morning, Bonjuk was right back by the entrance of the hospital, waiting patiently to see her best friend. She had made another escape from Jamal's family's home, and when she was returned to the family again, she did the exact same thing the next morning. At this point, hospital staff had become fond of Bonjuk, and they decided to start caring for and feeding her themselves while keeping an eye on her and making sure she stayed safe. They brought Jamal down for visits with her while he was recovering, and after 5 days of treatment, he was finally able to go home. Jamal and Bonjuk reunited outside of the hospital for good this time. They went home together, where Bonjuk finally decided to stay put. An orphaned baby otter has just enrolled in Otter Pup School and has received her class schedule at the Vancouver Aquarium Marine Mammal Rescue Center. The currently nameless otter pup is just a few weeks old, and she was found alone on Vancouver Island earlier this week. Because baby otters are typically never alone at this age and they can't survive on their own, she was brought to the rescue center, where she's now receiving specialized instruction on how to be an otter. Otter Pup School at the Rescue Center is intensive, and it's currently in session 24 hours a day. The baby otter has her own team of official otter teachers who are actually skilled veterinarians and highly experienced animal rescuers. She has a full course load, including grooming 101, swimming education, and lunch with plenty of nap time in between. She's made great strides in all 3 of her courses. She's responding well to her specialized formula that she's bottle-fed every 2 hours. She's getting a feel for the water in her swimming lessons, and she's even just starting to groom herself without the assistance of her instructors. The otter pup still has a long road ahead of her, as she was admitted to the rescue center in critical condition. But now that she's stabilized, her caretakers say they're optimistic about her overall outlook. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day.